What's happening? Hold on, let me grab my water. This is Real Ass News, and I'm Lord Savage.
I'm Carl Cub.
And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Couple things, huh?
We do. First off, let's start off with some important news where people are in danger. So we have Australia is on fire. So obviously the Amazon, the Congo were on fire, still on fire. But this fire in Australia is really killing a lot of animals. I think the count is somewhere close to 1 billion right now.
Yes, and they're talking about 183 people caught setting the fires. So
Setting bushfires.
now, why are they doing that? You know,
Man.
what possibly could be the reason
What's going on here?
that people
Hold
would
on,
be
I got
doing that. Because that's kind of like a unified front. People don't. I mean, you know,
183 is
that's a lot of.
That's a lot of
people.
motherfuckers doing the same
That's a lot
shit.
of people doing the same damn thing. So I don't know if that's a question we're not asking, or if that's a question they already have answered and they're not telling us. But you know, there's a total devastation. Just
It's
land,
really
the animals. That's when I heard 1 billion, I couldn't even comprehend that. I couldn't even comprehend 1 billion animals being affected by this.
I mean, you know,
I thought it was in millions, which is horrible. I mean, but
Billion.
billion.
You know, Australia is pretty close to, I would say, Africa and South America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as the amount of animal life they have there, the forest and just everything there is, you know, very, very sacred. It's truly a shame. 183 people want to destroy that. Oh, it's obviously more, but those are just the motherfuckers who got caught.
Who was caught? Exactly. How many people are actually involved in something like this? And
So,
how do we, 183 people, you hope at least 3 of them
Yeah.
telling somebody or something.
and I'm wondering how many of those people were Aborigines.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question I want to know. Because if they were setting the fires, then they were just possibly trying to tell everyone else to leave or something. I don't know. But
You don't self-sabotage, man. You don't burn
yeah,
up where you live to get other
exactly,
people
out
out
of there.
So
You know what I'm saying? That's just.
I don't think that.
My heart goes out to everyone in Australia right now.
It may have been financial, but it's not to.
All right, moving on. Puerto Rico. Big earthquake in Puerto Rico. As of January 9th, 2/3 of that island has no power.
Yeah.
And that's a U.S. territory. So, that says a lot right there, you know what I mean? Also, Abaco Island in the Bahamas has no water after 4 months from being hit by Hurricane Dorian. Having no water sucks. If there's anything I would choose to have, I'd probably choose water over power.
Food. You know, I mean, that's something that's the first thing that we usually get to people is water. Now, we saw it in Puerto Rico at the same time when they, and Donald Trump had to go over there as well, you know.
He was shooting shots with paper towels. Here you go. Here you go.
And people still caption that as, look at how much he cares. He wants to make sure he personally gives it to people.
Man, you know, if I ever host my Asshole of the Decade show, that clip is definitely getting shown.
100%.
You know, wow, that's funny. But it is what it is. So,
He already said that Puerto Rico, you know, he's already had his words about Puerto Rico. So we can see that there's not a lot of help going that way.
yeah, he has. Especially that bankrupt golf course he has out there.
Yeah.
But
Probably making him pay for that.
I think he is, actually.
Making him go bankrupt.
Isn't that something?
Only some person.
It is. It is. So, there's also was a volcanic eruption in the Philippines, and then you also said there was one in
Fiji.
Fiji.
There was a volcano that erupted there.
So,
And I believe that there's no survivors to be spoken of as far as right now. They haven't found it.
Man. Yeah, I got a lot of connections to Fiji.
Yeah, so a lot of family. A lot of friends.
That's really unfortunate, and the Philippines too. So, yeah, my heart goes out to everyone out there. Hopefully, you guys can recover. Hopefully, we're helping you somehow, and you guys can get better. So, best wishes to everyone out there, and we are moving on. Oh, real ass news person of the week. I've been waiting for this one. Katherine Campbell has been feeding children for 50 years. She started feeding children because she was a member of the Black Panther Party, and they had a free breakfast program for kids. The Black Panthers also started WIC.
Meals on Wheels.
And Meals on Wheels. Has the KKK started anything like that? Going once? Going twice? That's a fuck no.
Hell no.
So shout out to Katherine Campbell, San Francisco. Keep doing your thing. So right now we're gonna jump into a real ass news health segment. Okay. I just came off a 40-hour fast. Unfortunately, I ate some Indian food that did not jive well with my stomach. But you know, we're moving beyond that.
Need to eat that salad.
Something. So I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 2 years. It is the only diet supported by science. I'm going to say that one more time. It is the only diet supported by scientific evidence. So, some of you are asking out there, what is intermittent fasting, bro? Well, intermittent fasting is fasting daily for a minimum of 16 hours. All you can do is drink some of this good old water. So I would advise everyone to look into that. It's the only way to go. You're gonna have way more energy. You're gonna eat maybe once or twice a day, and you really don't have to watch what you're eating. If you do intermittent fasting and you actually go work out in a fasted state, you will be in great shape. And if you're not, then you're not doing that. It's really that simple.
Definitely need to get on that intermittent.
You need to, like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So, real ass news health, intermittent fasting.
100%.
The only diet supported by science. All right. You know, there's a new theory going on right now that the universe is conscious.
Mm-hmm. Gregory Matloff.
Man.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's Mr. Gregory Matloff. Yeah, just like you said. The entire cosmos is self-aware. I'm so excited by this theory because it means I could possibly become the cosmic green-eyed bandit and cruise through space with cosmic power. That would be super filthy. Probably not gonna happen except when I'm sleeping, but that would be great. But the cosmos being self-aware, I mean, that's pretty next level. You know, so that means it's feeding itself, you know, it's multiplying itself.
It's constantly creating, for one thing. I mean, that is something that it's constantly doing.
It is constantly growing.
And we're constantly catching up to that. You know, I think it's linear. You know, obviously, everybody's going to have their opinions on it, but why can't the universe be conscious? We are.
That's a good point, brother.
To a certain extent, you know, some people are more conscious than others. You know, they would say woke or whatever, but they're still conscious enough to wipe your own ass, cook your food, and know that you know what's dangerous and what's not. You know, have emotions to some extent. So why couldn't the universe be a fuller extension of that? You know what I mean? Just look up. I mean, it's not out the realm of possibility. It's hard to explain, but it's not.
I don't know if it's hard to explain. I think it's
anything. It makes more sense than
not.
Yeah,
I think
it makes more sense than anything I've ever heard.
I think it's more so
about it.
Hard for someone to grasp. You know, but to me it makes perfect sense. Yeah, 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, bang, bang. I hope that's the case. I mean, I kind of feel like that's the case. Because it's acting like a living entity. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, you know, we get some
All
more
living
research.
entities inside of a living entity. You know, the earth is alive.
Exactly.
You know, trees are alive. Air is, you know.
We're alive. There's stuff that's alive in us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
100%.
that's what's up.
Bacteria.
Exactly. So,
Make best life.
yeah. So this next lady I'm going to talk about real quick isn't the real ass news person of the week, but she is a great person in history. Mabel Ping Hua Lee. I probably butchered the fuck out of that name. But she was a Chinese American woman who fought for minority women rights in the 20s when women first got the right to vote. Wow, that was like 100 years ago.
Almost to the day.
Man, no chick could vote 100 years ago. No
Or women.
woman, no girls, no nothing. No voting.
It's only basically a generation ago, generation and a half. That's not a lot.
It's not that
And
long
just
ago.
about integration of schools and, you know, women voting here.
Yeah.
Civil rights. Civil rights is only, you know, damn near 50 years.
Exactly.
In
But
1969. You know, so.
exactly. So, like, the thing here, though, is that she was fighting for minority women rights because only white women really were getting all the rights. This is kind of a broken record here. Okay. So, I can't remember what episode we had the Alabama hate bitches, but I think it was 2.
I think it was episode 2.
I think it was episode 2. This is episode 4, by the way. Well, we have found their brothers. So, the police in Alabama, 12 officers who were part of an actual hate group, were found guilty of setting up and falsely arresting over 1,000 black men.
1,000 black men.
This is definitely the Alabama hate bitches, like older brothers.
Husbands, what you talking about?
Man, you know
Hey,
what?
husbands.
Wait a minute. Dang. Both of these things are in Alabama.
Correlation. Correlation is high.
Pattern. I sense a pattern. I don't know about you.
I sense a pattern all over America. Some place more than others. You know, definitely in the Midwest and the southern states. You know, I live down there, and they, you know, they do things a little differently as far as police and whatever. They do things out here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, members of a domestic hate group. So that means.
But hate groups are starting to rise in this country more than any other time in its existence, besides in their heyday. You know what I mean? There's
But
already
Carl, this
over
is
500,000 members or something like that.
But we need to label this what it is.
Yeah.
What this is there's police officers who are terrorists.
Yeah. Yeah.
12 police officers in Alabama.
Why is the KKK not investigated? Why are they not looked upon as a terrorist organization?
I don't know.
Why are they allowed to do what they do?
This is a great question. Black Panthers are feeding children, and Fred Hampton gets shot by a spray of hundreds of bullets.
And that was then, you know, that's not even talking about Senator Bland and, you know, some of the other brothers, you know, Eric Garner.
Yeah, he was just listening to Richard Pryor.
All that.
And he was describing how Eric Garner got choked out.
Yeah, how they broke it.
But he was talking back in the late 70s.
Yeah.
No, that's not funny. Yeah, that's not funny. The Alabama hate bitches, older brothers, they just had to outdo them. That's what it was. They're like, oh, you're going to affect all these little kids? Psh, we're going to arrest thousands of grown men who did nothing. Ugh. So, in other news,
here's the thing.
Keep going.
You know, I seen something on, you know, Facebook saying that, you know, we're gonna talk about, you know, I'm upset at seeing black men get demonized when they're innocent. You know what I mean? And I said something to the effect, I was like, yeah, well, you know, I want to talk about white men who are praised when they do the wrong thing, you know, when they get away with things, and they're praised for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy. That's what's wrong with this country. They're forgiven for it. You You know what I mean? And
I think our next person I'm going to talk about, or the last person I'm going to talk about, I think is going to be that person.
Yeah.
You know, I think. Now, you know what happened the other day, Carl?
Yeah.
Oh man, the man himself. But before we talk about that motherfucker,
yeah, we're gonna get on.
The 5th Pentagon official resigns in 7 days. You smell that? You smell something fishy.
Lasted less than the Pope, man.
7 days. 5 in 7 days. That's like a player trophy. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about knocking down 5 in 7 days. Yeah. But anyway, Pentagon official resignation 5 in 7 days. That's impressive, man.
Over 7.
You know. And we just started this Iran shit. We're going to get that oil.
We'll see in the next coming weeks. Because everybody's saying it's not about oil. And the more days pass, the more, you know, they're talking more shit. But I still think, you know, it's a long drawn out process. One thing, they just want to put it behind us for a minute. And then they'll surprise us later in like 7 months or something. You know, come back.
The 42 fake.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know.
Don't fall for the play action.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
But what I'm saying is like just the whole, you know, they pulled the wool over your head. It was like, hey, we ain't gonna do nothing, we're gonna walk away, right? But we were about to attack, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say we are, who's to say we're not? All I'm saying is the threat is
Nigga, there's way too much oil for us not to attack.
I already know.
There's way too much money. We'd be like, oh shit, we need to rob these motherfuckers.
I already know.
Yeah. 5 in 7 days. Harvey Weinstein paid $25 million to not go to jail.
Yeah, something like
Man, you're going to jail.
Sooner or later. It's the civil suit that's gonna get his ass. But, you know, same thing, people try to liken it to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was like, man, I just wanted all of that negative opinions about me and this and whatnot to go away. Harvey Weinstein paid for it, so he didn't have to. It was a different circumstance.
No, I think Mike paid a couple off. But
that's what I'm saying. But it was under different circumstances, you know what I mean?
But I do know one thing. I don't see Oprah anywhere.
I don't see Oprah nowhere.
I don't see Oprah anywhere. Where are you at, Oprah?
Oprah everywhere. Any book club week or something?
Man.
Let's see you talk about
Where are you at?
Let's see you say something. Let's just say you agree with me. Say something, though. Say you don't agree with me. But say something. Don't just, you know, stay stagnant.
Yeah. I ain't heard shit from Oprah. So, man. That's about it, man. We have gone through everything.
Harvey Weinstein. Again, man, just let you know.
Oprah is nowhere to be found.
Let you know.
She is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Well, this has been another segment of Real Ass News, episode 4. Thanks for tuning in.
And before we leave, White Baby Jesus will be here soon, I promise.
We are having auditions right now.
Auditions right now.
In fact, we're probably gonna post the first audition we had.
Not now. After the show. After the show.
Yeah. You niggas need to subscribe and tune in.
Let's go.
Like, comment, and share like a motherfucker. It's been real. I'm out. This bitch.
Domino.